I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. What's up YouTube, it's your girl Lex and I'm back with another video. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you get alerts every time your girl posts something new on the scene. If you are already subscribing to my channel, welcome back. I'm super excited because I decided to I've been wanting to do this, I just didn't know what series I wanted to do first, but I did decide to go ahead and do a girls talk series. So I think this is going to be really cool. So to start it off, I just posted on my Instagram on my story and told you guys to just give me some topics that you would be interested in me talking about, and surprisingly I got a ton of different topics. Like, I was expecting kind of the same thing over and over again, and I did get like a lot of stuff, you know, just repeated, a lot of repetitive answers, but there were some interesting ones that I didn't think about, which is why I posted it so that I could get, you know, some different ideas. So it was really cool. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do one topic at a time. So the number one thing, you know, that came up was guys, relationships, but besides that, friendships, that came up a lot. But besides that, like, you know, women's hygiene, skincare routines, sex, periods. So really like personal girl topics. I love it. I'm super excited to talk about them. We're gonna start with relationships, not men specifically, you know, and about them, but relationships between man and woman. That was what I got the most of, so that's what I'm gonna start with because that's what everyone seemed to be the most interested to hear about. So I got some things were kind of like advice things, like, hey girl, I'm going through this XYZ. Some of them were questions for me, like, are you XYZ? And then some of them were just general questions. So I don't know, you know, if you guys are asking because you're going through it or if you want to know if I went through it, but either way, we're going to talk about it. So I just I asked you guys for topics. You gave me really broad topics. So the people who did give me topics, a lot of you guys, I messaged back and was like, thank you, now be more specific, you know, like I need to know, what about this topic do you need to know, do you want to know? So from there, I took every single question that everybody wrote me and I put it in my notes. I don't know if you can see that. You couldn't see that at all, but anyways, it's there. I just took every question and put it into my notes. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna hop straight into this video. Go ahead and start answering these questions. Girl talk, girl time. If you're a guy and you're watching this, tune in if you want, get the tea. Otherwise, you're probably really not interested. Like I said, this is specifically for my girls. So let's go ahead and hop right in. And these are in no specific order. It was just question by question what I got. Like, I would take it, put it in my notes. So it may be jumbled up. I may not get to every question because I don't want this to be super long. Like I said, this is going to be a whole series, so we're going to do this very often. So yeah, question one, it said, how do you know when your man is cheating on you? If I feel like he is, should I leave? How do you know when your man is cheating on you? So if you don't have a clear answer on if your man is cheating on you, like you haven't seen any evidence, you haven't seen a text, you haven't seen him out with a girl, nobody has told you, hey, like, your man is cheating on you, but you just have this gut feeling, this intuition that your man is cheating on you, I mean, one, you can ask. That doesn't mean that you're always going to get the truth. But 9 times out of 10, sis, if you feel like your man is cheating on you, he's cheating on you. And that's from personal experience. That's from my friend's personal experience. I mean, your intuition is a real thing. That gut feeling that you get when something is not right is a real thing. Trust it, believe it. Trust and verify is a real thing, you know. Trust but verify, excuse me. You know, like, you can be like, okay, this is how I feel, and you can brush it under the rug. No, go get some verification on that shit, sis, period. Like, we as women, we don't deserve to be in a position where we even feel like we're being cheated on, and vice versa for men either. Nobody deserves to be in a position where they feel like their partner is cheating on them. If that is the case, that is not a relationship for you. It's not something you should be in, and I think that you should maybe think about getting out of it, because it's not a comfortable feeling, you know, to always kind of just be worried, and it's embarrassing. Being cheated on is embarrassing, and it's hurtful. It's just not a good feeling. So I mean, the second question you asked was, if I feel like he is, should I leave? I would ask, you know, I would just kind of dig around, do some research if it really means that much to you. But personally, where I'm at in my life, if I am with a man and I feel like he is cheating on me, I'm not gonna stay in that relationship, because I'm worth more than that, you're worth more than that. And it's just, you know, if you have to deal with that, I think you're better off by yourself. You don't need someone to make you feel less than, because you're not. So yes, my personal opinion is, and I understand if you really care about somebody, you don't want to just leave. So I mean, maybe try to get some answers, but if you keep having that feeling, that uncomfortable, uneasy feeling, and you just know in your gut that something's not right, and this man that you're with is not being honest and truthful and loyal to you, then I think that you should leave. The second question is, would you compromise your happiness for the success of a relationship? No, I wouldn't now, but I have. So I can touch on this topic, and I can answer a very plain and simple no. But I did before. I was in a relationship where, you know, we had been together so long and so many things had happened, and it seemed like there were so many people watching us and rooting for us that became more important than us actually being happy. You know, it was like, okay, we have to make our parents happy. Our friends think we're relationship goals, so we have to do this and we have to do that, and we have to post all these cute pictures and look like this super happy couple, you know, because this relationship has to be successful. We've come too far, and people love us too much and think so highly of us, that we have to be successful. And within that facade, you know, posting on social media, looking happy, and trying to make it clear to all your friends and family that you're just so happy is it's horrible. But that is compromising your happiness, just so others think that you're happy. You know, if you are not happy in a relationship, just leave. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter how your mama feel, your daddy feel, none of that. Like, if you're not happy, just leave. The success of the relationship doesn't matter. Like, who cares? They're gonna say, oh wow, they were together this long and they broke up. Like, girl, that is so much better than being made a fool of, or being with somebody when you're just miserable and so is he. Like, it's pointless. It's just, no, I wouldn't do it ever again in my life. My happiness is number one. Your happiness should be number one. Don't ever put no boy before yourself, ever, ever, ever. Like, that's a no-go at this point in my life. So no, sis, I wouldn't compromise my happiness for the successful relationship. ever again. The third question was, how do you move on from someone you love so much, and how do you know when you're done? How do you move on from someone you love so much? So that's, I think there's plenty different ways that people try to move on from the person that they love so much. Some people think that the answer to moving on is going find somebody else. I never have personally agreed with that, or have done it. You know, I've never gone looking to be with somebody else to get over someone. I just cope with it on my own, you know. I had a hard time getting over somebody, you know, a really long relationship that I was in. But I never really did anything to get over him. I just, you know, the second question where you say, how do you know when you're done? You know when you're done, sis. Like, and for me, and I'm sure it's like this for a lot of people, I've seen some of my friends go through it. It doesn't matter how many people or how many times people tell you, like, you just need to get over it. That's not the relationship for you. Move on, move on, move on. Like, it's easier said than done. And two, when you're in love with someone, like, other people's opinions just don't seem to matter. And you are not gonna truly be done until you are truly done. Like, I kid you not, like, it didn't matter how many times my mom or my aunt or my best friend told me, like, girl, you need to move on. You need to get out of this relationship. It didn't matter, because I wasn't done. Like, internally in my heart, I knew I wasn't done. It didn't matter how many times I was like, bitch, I'm done. I'm done, period. I'm not talking to him. I'm blocking his number. I don't want to see him. Like, I'm finna do me. It didn't matter, because, like, my heart was still in it. You know, I was big and bad trying to be hard, but I wasn't ever really over him until I was over him. Like, you will literally wake up one day and be fed up. I try not to curse on my YouTube channel that much, guys, but you will be fed up, and you will wake up and be like, this is not for me. Like, you will have a total change of heart. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have love for that person or that you don't care about that person, but it just means you finally realize you love yourself more. Right? Like, I went from being in love with somebody to not being able to tolerate them at all. You know, and it wasn't like, damn, I hate you, or I mean, it wasn't any of that. It just was like, I am more important at this point in my life. I'm not in love with you anymore. I have love for you because I've dealt with you for however many several of years, but I'm not in love with you. So I think that the first question, how do you move on from someone you love so much, that really depends on you and how you deal with your emotions, how you deal with heartbreak, hurt, pain. Like, that depends on you. Like I said, a lot of girls think that the answer is go and find somebody else. I've never thought that was the answer. You know, I just don't think that, oh, he fine, so he gonna help me. Like, it doesn't work like that. As much as you want to think it does, it does not. Nobody can fill that void. You know, it's just, and you know you're not doing it for the right reason. So I would just say, take time to yourself, and as cliche as this may sound, pray on it. Ask God to heal your heart. Ask him to clear your mind, you know, to take all of those memories between you and that person, and for you to only remember the good, not the bad, and just have this cleanse. Like, go through this personal cleanse and just find yourself, focus on yourself, start working out, start eating right, hang out with your girls. That's like, that was the #1 thing for me. I had to be around my friends. Like, my girls were my coping mechanism for everything. I just want to be around my friends. I want to have a good time, because who thinks about any kind of heartbreak when you turn it up with your girls? Like, this is a girl talk. You know how we be when we are with our best friends, when we got some drink with some music. Like, we're not worried about these niggas. We turning up, we having a good time, and we being with our best friends. So just focus on you, take time for you, and just better yourself. There's no better revenge than bossing up, for real. Like, who cares that you going to be with another nigga that's like, they don't even really be hurting them, for real. Like, it hurt them, but they always want to be smart. Like, oh, she just doing some shit, she just gonna be with him to make me mad. Like, they already know what time it is. You don't really care about this next nigga. You just trying to make him mad. You trying to hurt him. Who cares? You don't have to hurt that nigga the same way he hurt you. The way you gonna get him is by bossing up. Boss up. Be a bad bitch. Get that body right. Get your stack up, get your paper up, and just do you. Period. We don't need another nigga to make our last nigga mad. We don't need nothing but ourselves. Like, that's it. So that's how I moved on. I literally actually moved to a new state and bossed up. But I mean, it just depends on the person. But I spent a lot of time on that one, so I'm gonna kind of skip. Let's see. Our relationship meant to last forever. There's a lot left. Our relationship's meant to last forever. I don't think every relationship is meant to last forever. No, like, you're not gonna marry the first person that you're in a relationship with. But I do think that the right relationship is meant to last forever. Yes, like, I believe that when you find that person and you're in love and you're happy, that, and you all are married, and you're married for the right reasons and all of that, if it's a happy marriage, yes, I think that relationship is meant to last forever. I think marriage should last forever. I never ever want to be married to somebody that I have to divorce. If I get married, you stuck with me. So if you a nigga and you watching this and you my husband, you stuck with me. Ain't no divorce. Period. No, for real, I just think, yeah, I think that one relationship is meant to last forever, not all of them. You know, it's like, how else do you learn if you marry the first person that you date? If I married the first person that I dated, it would be a shit show. So, no. Do you believe in love at first sight? So I actually answered this question in, I think, my very first vlog, when I did like a Q&A around Christmas time. But yes, I definitely believe in love at first sight. If you're new to my channel, I will re-answer this question. I believe in love at first sight only because I fell in love at first sight, and I always feel like so stupid and so childish talking about this, because a lot of people just be like, there's no way you can fall in love at first sight. Like, you can't just see somebody and fall in love. Like, it sounds crazy. I thought it was crazy too. But, and I'll give you just a little rundown on the story, but basically, like, I had just met this guy, and it was like, y'all, whenever I met him, we were at a whole like birthday party where there was like tons and tons and tons of people. And was it a birthday party or a club? Wherever. It was like, I met him and then I saw him again the next day, but both times was at an event. One was at a club and one was at a house party, a pool party. And I just knew, like, it was like nobody else was there, even though there were hundreds of people. And this man had a girlfriend. Like, y'all, I just was like, oh my God, we didn't talk. I didn't get his number, none of that. Like, after I met him, we still didn't actually communicate until months later. But I was just like, oh my God, I could not get this man off my mind. I couldn't get him out of my head. I had to ask people around me that knew him, like, who is this? Like, and it was so bothersome because we didn't talk, and it was like, why can I not get this man out of my head? I don't know him from a can of paint, you know? But we actually did, you know, like, end up talking, and I was just so in love with him, so in love with him, so in love with him. He is just such a sweetheart. Whole nother story on that, but that's my husband, low-key. Y'all just don't know it yet, but But yes, I believe in love at first sight. How do you know when you're in love? Do you want to be married? Are you the marriage type? Yes, I definitely want to be married. So I think that I am a relationship type of person in general. Like, whether it's in a relationship with a man or like friendships, everything. I just think I'm a relationship type of person. Like, I love my friends wholeheartedly. I go all out for them, and you know, etc., etc. I have actually only been in 2 real relationships. Like, only 2 very lucky men have been able to call me their girlfriend. But no, like I was in a relationship with one person for so long, you know, it was on and off, but I was dealing with him for so long that it was like I never really had time to deal with anybody else. Besides him, I had one other boyfriend in high school that was like an 8-month-long relationship. And then the guy that I was just telling you about, relationship but no title type thing. But I'm better in a relationship. Like, I'm a giver. I want to give. I want to cater to one person. I want to love on one person. I want to spoil one person. That's just my happy place. You know, I'm not saying I have to be in a relationship. Clearly, I've only dated 2 people, but that is where I'm comfortable. You know, like when I'm in a relationship and I'm all in, I'm all in. So marriage is a big thing for me because family is a big thing to me. So yes, I want to be married, and not just for the big day, you know, not for the wedding, but for the marriage, for the union, for the commitment of being a wife and loving one man for the rest of my life. That is something that I've always wanted, you know. And I come from a 2-parent household where I was able to watch my parents love each other, you know, commit to one another, and just, I mean, they've been married for like freaking 100 years. I'm just kidding. If they're watching this, they're gonna kill me. But no, they've been married for like 35, 36, 37 years, 30 something years. I don't know. Their anniversary is actually coming up next month, so I should know. But that's what I know. You know, I know marriage. I know love. I know a woman who caters to her man, who cooks dinner every night, who presses his clothes for him to go to work, who, you know, all of those things. And that is something that oh my God, I wanted so bad. And I want it bad enough to the point where I'm not searching for it, because when I get it, I want it to be real. I want it to be genuine. Like, I want it to fall into my lap. I don't want to go search for a man who wants to marry me and do all of these things with me, you know. I just want it to fall into my lap. But yes, I am the marriage type, definitely. So ring me, boo, ring me. Next question. Do you know the person you want to be with already, or do you think you haven't met him yet? Asking because I think I met the person I'm supposed to be with, but I don't think he knows. I don't know if you worded this right, boo-boo. I don't think he knows I want that. Okay, so you're asking me, do I know the person that I want to be with, and do I think I haven't met him? And you're saying you think you met the person you're supposed to be with, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that you think that. Okay, I'm guessing that's what you're getting at. Yeah, I know the person I want to be with 100%. Do you think you haven't met him yet? No. I could be wrong, but in my heart and in my soul, I've met him. I know him, and yeah, I know who I want to be with. But if you think you've met the person that you want to be with and he doesn't know, I don't know if it's because like y'all are friends and you haven't told him, or you think he's the one and he don't think you the one. But either way, like, just be honest about how you feel. Tell him what's up. Let him know, like, I'm feeling you. I fucks with you. How they say that movie? I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. I'm not sure if I said that exactly right, but if you know that movie, comment down below and tell me what it is. But yeah, just be honest with him about your feelings. Tell him like, this is what I want, and that just leaves that takes out any room for any questions. Like, there shouldn't be any room for any questions. Just be real. Like, that's the only way you're gonna know what's up. And if you want to know something, ask. If you want to know if he's feeling you, or if he want to be with you, or if he thinks that you're the one, like you think he's the one, just ask. Because the longer you just sit there and just let things play out and he doesn't think that you're the one, it's a waste of time. You know, so it's better to just be like, hey, this is how I feel. Can you let me know how you feel? Are we on the same page? Blah, blah, blah. And just see what's up. And you can go from there. What you do with that answer is on you. This one says, when does a relationship become toxic? So I actually got this question a couple of times, worded a little differently, but all in all, how do you know when you're in a toxic relationship? There's a lot of different things that can be labeled toxic within a relationship. Things that I dealt with personally that were toxic was lack of communication, really bad lack of communication. Is that the right word? Is it unloyalty or disloyalty? I don't know. Disloyalty, that's what I'm gonna go with. Disloyalty within the relationship, definitely toxic. That goes back to like the first or second question that I answered in this video. If you feel like you're being cheated on, or if you know for a fact that you're being cheated on, dumb toxic. Get out. Like, that's where you draw the line. What else? I cannot deal, and ladies, correct me if I'm wrong or tell me if I'm tripping, but I cannot deal with a nigga that tell me what I'm gonna wear. Toxic. Like, if I can't walk out the door in an outfit that I picked, because I feel like guys trip about this, but you insecure, period. Like, if you can't handle a bad bitch, don't get a bad bitch. I don't know how else to put that. Like, and this is just the difference between like my past relationships and the guy that I like now. Like, I used to not be able to wear certain things, literally. Like, you ain't going nowhere in that, or if he wouldn't say that, he would just be mad. Like, didn't want me to show my body on Instagram, bathing suit pictures, none of that. And it's just like, golly, like, can you just trust me? Or like, I am who I am. I look how I look. If you think that that's gonna attract other people, you probably right. But that's where you have to trust your partner. Like, the guy that I like now, y'all, kid you not, he'll be like, that's my bitch, period. No more, none less. Like, y'all can look, I would look, she bad, just don't touch. We ain't got no issues. Like, bae, you popping, you look good. Like, it's just a totally different energy, different vibe. Like, I don't know if it's a maturity thing, I don't know if it's an age thing, I don't know what it is, but it's toxic. Don't be with nobody who's gonna tell you what you can wear. You are a grown woman, you are your own person, you wear what you want to wear, you strut your shit, be a bad bitch, and if your nigga can't handle it, drop him. Next, the way your man talks to you. If your man can raise his voice at you, curse at you, or put his hands on you, super toxic, sis. Don't be in that kind of relationship. And a lot of girls think that a relationship isn't abusive just because your man isn't putting his hands on you. Verbal abuse is a real thing. Their words can be abusive. The things that they tell you, the things that they say to you, the things that they threaten you with can be abusive. That's very, very toxic, and I could go on, but this is getting really long. But if you feel like you got some toxic shit going on, you probably do. Get out of it. How many relationships have you been in? I already answered this. I've only been in 2 relationships. I've had some like situationships on the side of that, but again, only had 2 actual boyfriends. So that is that. Do I love him more than he loves me, and how would I be able to tell? This is a really good question, and it's a really easy question to answer for me. Do I love him more than he loves me? Sis, I feel like if you have to ask yourself that, then chances are 9 times out of 10 you love him more than he loves you. Men and women are different. As women, we are natural like nurturers, right? Like, we love to give and make our man happy. Men, on the other hand, are not natural nurturers. Their nature does not tell them to give and to love, and to, that's just, we're built different. So when a man begins nurturing and begins doing those things that women do to make men happy, when they call you every day to check on you, when they text you to make sure you're good, when they do little unexpected things, when they remember things about you, when they give you just because things, you know, when they randomly want to see you, they can't go days or a day without talking to you. When you feel like, damn, this nigga love me, like he might love me a little more than I love him type shit, you know, like, I'm good. I don't, and the thing is, you don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you love him more. You don't want to do that. Like, it has to be, and I feel like as a woman, we should always feel like our man loves us a little more than we love them. And I feel like us loving them a little more, or them, Lord Jesus, blah, 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 tongue twister. Not really, I just been talking for too long. But okay, I feel like a man loving us a little bit more than we love them is really like equal, because we love so hard, and or at least I know I do. When I'm in love with somebody, I'm in love with somebody, and you who I want, that's you who I'm finna go all out for. I'm finna show you off. I'm finna the whole 9 yards. Like, I will give my man the world. I will give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be worth it. I would give you the world. You get the point. Like, that's all I want to do. So yeah, if you have to question that, like if you're like, oh, like I do more for him than he do for me, or I call him more than he call me, I check on him more than he check on me, like everything should be give and take. You know, people be like relationships are 50-50. Like, fuck that. Relationships are 100%. You give me 100%, I give you 100. Meet me in the middle. If you can't do that, if I'm giving more than you giving, don't let the door hit you, boo, because I ain't got time. Like, you have to start setting standards for yourself to where you like, I'm not putting up with that, I'm not putting up with this, I'm not hearing that shit, I'm not, like, no, we're not doing that. We got to do better. Like, I've been that girl to let a nigga run over me, let a nigga basically just run my life for me, tell me what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do it, who I'm gonna hang out with, like just control my life. And it's not worth it. You're gonna be miserable. It's, yeah. So there was a couple more questions, but like I said, I don't want these to be super long. And I can see the the time ticking on my camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video here, but this is gonna be a series, so there's gonna be more topics to come. Like I gave you guys a couple examples: hygiene, sex, periods, friendships, those kind of things. More girl talk. I can't wait. I love talking to my ladies. So yeah, y'all just stay tuned for the upcoming series. The upcoming topics could get very, very juicy. I hope I open, y'all, it's I'm trying to make excuses because I keep messing up my sentences, messing up my words, but it really is 3:26 a.m. I have to make these videos like in the middle of the night after Lele goes to sleep, because you know she's in my vlogs, but these kind of things, like I have to just be me in the camera, or I'll never get anything done because she thinks she's the star of the show. So yeah, like I was saying, y'all just stay tuned, and I really hope that I answered everyone's questions. I tried to answer the ones that were asked repetitively, so that I didn't have to answer every single one of those questions, because there was a lot, but we will touch on more things later on in the series. So yeah, I hope this was good. I hope I answered y'all's questions, and that y'all maybe take some of my advice, because I may not look like I've been through a lot, but I've been through a lot. And ooh, I'm trying to get comfortable, y'all. I got this little bean bag chair to sit on, and thinking it was gonna be comfortable, but your girl little booty is hurting. I am so uncomfortable. But yeah, so again, if you're new to my channel, please stop what you're doing right now, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that post notification bell so that you get alerts every time your girl posts a new video. Other than that, please feel free to share my link. Trying to get me some more subscribers, guys, so go ahead and support, like, comment, all that good stuff. Other than that, stay tuned for the next video.